Hey, sports card fans, welcome back to another episode of Two Guys, One Hobby with Don and John. Don, how are you?
I'm doing well, buddy. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. This is, I guess, officially episode 10 of Two Guys, One Hobby. We did a special one.
Not officially, it is number 10.
Yep. We did a special episode.
Penn State game this weekend. I couldn't go.
Yeah.
We won, what, 63-7?
Yep, 63-7. Good game, nice weather. The rain held off, and I got to see my son play in the blue band. Perfect game for it because with all the Penn State scoring, you know, some may say, well, it wasn't really a football game. But with all the Penn State scoring, every time Penn State scored, the band would play. So I got to hear my son play and then play and then play.
I thought you were going to say with every score, more people left, and you got to go down to the field.
With about halfway to go in the fourth quarter, it was probably a half-filled stadium.
Yeah.
But, even then, that meant there were like 50,000 people.
Yeah, that's still really cool that you got to go see your son play. So I get that.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to make like senior day because they also recognize not only the football players but the members of the blue band. But that's later on in the season, and I was fortunate enough to get tickets to this game. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find tickets for that game. I think it's sometime in November is senior day. So.
John, there's this thing called StubHub.
Yeah.
And the money that you have, you can afford it.
Oh, the money that I love it how everyone thinks that I have a whole lot of money.
I mean, you picked me up in that Rolls Royce that one day to go to the
Wow. Yes, that was a rental though. That was a rental. All right, so hey, we have Don. It was your turn to pick
the guest
for this episode. Really exciting. Excited to talk to this longtime collector because it's sort of right down my alley when it comes to Boggs stuff. So I'll let you do the intro and we'll bring him on.
Yeah. So I first saw this guy, I think, on one of Alex Bowman 53's chats, not his chat, his live show, and started watching his videos. And this guy has more things that I've never seen before. And I'm not just talking about cards. He's got all kinds of great stuff. And just got really attracted to his video. And you had the pleasure of meeting him at the National. I have not met this guy yet, but hopefully someday I will. And he sent me a great gift this week that I'm going to share later. But that's Scott, Stuke's Cards. So let's bring him on.
All right.
Thrilled that he agreed to join us from the great North.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's an honor to be here with two future Hall of Famers.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. So, Scott, for those who may not be familiar with you or your channel, and again, your channel's name is Stuke's Baseball Cards and Curiosities.
Yes.
I think I love the title of Curiosities.
I think that's going to fit in well tonight, the Curiosities part.
Yeah. So, Scott, how about for those who may not be familiar with you, your channel, just give a brief background on your collecting history, what you're into, and things like that.
Oh, I've been collecting since 1967. That's my mom used to send me uptown for groceries, about half a block away. She'd give me a couple 15 cents or so, and I'd get some packs of baseball cards with that, along with picking up the groceries. And I think I was pretty much hooked at that time. I'd show the cards to my dad. My dad would go, "Well, that Don Drysdale's pretty good," or "L. Kalin's pretty good." So,
and where did you grow up, Scott?
On the Canadian border in North Dakota, about 75 miles south of Winnipeg.
Okay.
So it was right on the border.
So was Minnesota the Twins the closest team to where you grew up geographically?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
I was a Twins fan. I was a Detroit Tiger fan. They were good when I was young. 68 Tigers,
yep.
Denny McLain.
Yep.
Had Denny McLain glove in Little League, and eventually I had him sign it. He looked at the glove and he goes, "Is this mine?" And I go, "Yep, I'll do it for free."
Wow.
That was pretty nice.
Cool.
But got another boost in 68. My grandfather bought me a a full box of 68 baseball cards. So I sat in his porch and had a good time one afternoon. And I know I had Nolan Ryans and Johnny Benches in there, because when those players finally got good, like Ryan didn't get real good till about 73. So I went back and, here's Nolan Ryan's first card. We didn't really call it a rookie card. It was more, first card. And Johnny
so do you
Bench.
have all those cards today that you grabbed?
Nope. I've had a couple things, life things, where I've had to sell a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
So
it happens. Yep.
Can relate.
And I had them pretty much up until the late 80s, I guess. And then sold a bunch of stuff off, but I kept a bunch. I still have the 68 Topps game card from that afternoon, the complete set.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
To get that from your grandfather and have that. That's awesome.
And we didn't have shows. We had flea markets, antique shows that we went to. Mm-hmm. And then some guy in Fargo, where I was going to college at the time, started a Fargo Moorhead baseball card club. So a bunch of us would get together one Sunday night a month at a school where one of the guys was a teacher, and we'd have like a topic. Everybody bring your 83 tops, and we'll trade and try and make sets. And it's kind of how we went. And then I saw there was a show in Minneapolis, so I went down there and went to this big show. It was pretty big. Warren Spahn was signing, Bobby Richardson, I believe. And I got Warren Spahn's autograph, and I asked him if that was his World Series ring that he had on. He goes, "Sure, would you like to try it on?" So he took it off and handed it over to me, and it was pretty cool. Always remember that. I always think of Warren Spahn in a positive light from that day on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about Warren Spahn other than he's a Hall of Famer of the Braves, his card, but I've never heard a bad thing about him.
No. Yeah. He's a war hero.
Yeah, just think of all those wins, and he still served time in the military. It's like some of these players, you look at their stats, and they're impressive to start off with, and then you look at the backs of their cards, and a couple of lines, you'd be like, served in military. Like,
could you imagine today's players having to go out to the military? First of all, it's not going to happen, but all those guys, Ted Williams, Berra, Spahn, what their stats would have been. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Like they wouldn't have been touched.
I think Spahn was asked one time if he would have won 400 games if he hadn't gone in the service. He said, "No, I learned a lot in the service, and without going to the service, I probably wouldn't have won 300 games." He said. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't mature enough before.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that was pretty cool. So after that show, I decided, well, we haven't never had a show in the Fargo area, so I decided to put on a show. And I just put a ad in the local card shop, and word got around. We had about, 30 tables in this little abandoned shop in a shopping mall. And people came, and we bought and sold and traded with each other. It was a good time.
All right, so let's back up here a minute, because I'm really interested, because I think getting 30 tables is amazing for a show that no one knew about.
Yeah.
So you literally put it up in the card shop, advertising?
There was an empty shop in the mall.
But how did you get dealers?
Just word of mouth, people we knew from the card club. And
okay, so you already had a pretty good circle of people then.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We did get people from 200 miles away to come that heard about it.
Wow.
So that was, and they'd show up, and one guy had a complete run of Harmon Killebrew cards, and he had like 7-8 Killebrew rookies in his case, and we're all just amazed, He had Mickey Mantles, and he had everything almost from the top.
Was this just a one-time thing, or did it go on for a few years?
So we started doing it about every 6 months or so. And eventually I moved to Nebraska, and the guy that ran the card shop in the mall took it over. It was a good
How were the
time.
crowds? I mean, was it mainly just those group of 30 dealers back and forth, or were there, public coming in and buying and trading stuff?
We did get public to come in. We did newspaper ads when newspaper ads were still cheap.
Yeah.
And put flyers up around town. We had radio and TV guys talk to us, and that really helped.
Yeah.
They were just as curious as everybody else, wanting to know what this baseball card deal is.
Is it still active?
No.
Okay. And
No.
what time frame was this again?
1984, I think, the spring.
Okay.
And a couple shows later, we had one of the members say, "I know Jim Marshall, the old Viking football player."
Oh yeah, ran the wrong way for a touchdown.
Yep. So he had him come in for a show, and that attracted a pretty good crowd. He is really nice too. He came out to the bar afterwards with us, and everybody was buying cognacs all night.
That's a shame because he's a Hall of Fame player, and that's how he's remembered. And it was the first thing that came out of my mouth.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Oh, he's not. Oh,
no.
I thought he was.
He played. He had the record for consecutive games played.
Right.
Before, I think it was Brett Favre or somebody broke his record.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
may have been.
I thought he was in the Hall of Fame. I thought him and Ellen Page and Carl Eller. Those guys are both in, right?
Yep.
Okay. I just heard that he was in.
And he played through a lot of injuries. I think he even played with a gunshot wound or something at one time. He ran into the skydiving. I think that's what ended his career, maybe. He was skydiving. He hit highline wire or parachuting or something. Hit the highline wire, and I think he missed. I think that's how the story went, but he was a real nice guy. A lot of people came, and I mean, it was like $3 for an autograph.
Right. You can't even buy the photo for $3 now to get the autograph on.
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
go ahead, John.
Well, I was just going to say, in addition to your card collection, I think what Dawn and I are interested in hearing about, maybe seeing or talking about, is the stuff in your collection that I guess you wouldn't call it maybe like, mainstream collecting, just baseball cards, that your collection consists of, whether you want to call it oddball stuff or things that are beyond
unique,
the baseball cards, unique items and different things like that. So I'm really interested in seeing what maybe things are in your collection. Talk about some of the unique items that you have. I know I have a couple Boggs related, because it's right down my alley. Most of my Boggs collection that's not cards is oddball stuff, just random things that, hey, here's Boggs is on this or whatever. So
yeah, and that's when I first called Scott, and I told him how lazy we are, that we don't come up with a theme. We rely on our guest. And he said, "Oh, you want to see the exhibit cards?" And they're fantastic, and you've got an amazing collection. But I said this off camera, there's so much more to your collection than just those exhibits. And that's what I think we've all seen that. And again, not that it's a bad thing, but like I said, like you've got that TV behind you from 1985. You've got stories. And I wanted to see some of the stuff that you have besides the exhibits.
Right. Well, because I've had my set runs, I had all that stuff from before, then I sold off. I've had it before. It isn't a big deal to get it back, so I started going back after some of the stuff that's harder to find, that's more interesting, that not everybody else is after.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also collect some of it on a budget without breaking the bank.
Right.
I can start off like this is something that was really reasonable. This is a page out of a magazine from 1961. and it's NFL and AFL cards from the 1961 Fleer set, but it's called the wallet version.
That what you said that was in a magazine?
Yes.
Do you know which one or?
Yeah, it's a hobby secret.
Oh,
Ah,
secret.
Because there's not that many that ever appear on
Hey, throw it
eBay.
over now. He's not sharing secrets. Good having you, Scott.
yeah.
There's so this is on the back cover of that magazine. It's a Jim Taylor.
For the pack.
I keep the Green Bay Packers for myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's Paul Horning.
Oh,
So if the
nice.
Packers are playing the Vikings, who do you root for?
Packers.
Oh, okay.
And here's my best one, Bart Starr.
Bart Starr. They look like the old time photographs from like the 40s and 50s. You know, family photograph. I don't know if you have any in your families, but they have that white border.
Oh yeah.
Around.
Yeah. See, and the Fleer card I think is cut off above the hands, maybe,
Okay.
but it's very similar.
So those were like hand cut or perforated?
They were, if you can see here, they're hand cut. You can see the lines on the back.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those the ones that you have graded there seem to be great.
And what magazine did you say that was from again?
I can let the secret out here. It's like a complete sports football illustrated.
Okay.
And I think Johnny Unitas is on the cover.
Okay. 90% of us have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
You're safe.
And here's another football item.
Well, we got full sheet.
I had an uncut sheet.
Yep.
And I cut around to give a like protection for the Walter Payton in the middle.
Yep. Yeah, but you have a Penn Stater and a Steeler right to the right of them there.
Matt Barr or?
Yeah, he played at Penn State, my alma mater. He was actually better known as a soccer player.
Doug Bedoin.
Coach at Penn State. And his brother Chris Barr. Not that anyone would ever know about kickers, but.
Yeah, Doug Bedoin, he's from North Dakota.
Is that Doug Coder? So, on the bottom corner?
Yep, Doug Coder.
Yeah, from the town next to where I grew up.
Oh.
There's Chris
running
Barr.
back, huh?
Yep. The Walter Payton's the Jack Thompson, the throwing Samoan.
Yeah.
What year are those again? Is that like
1980?
77?
1980.
1980, okay.
Phil Simms rookie year, I guess.
Yep.
I guess the next thing, I bought a collection this weekend when I was up in Fargo, and I bought a Life magazine, and it had this in it.
Oh, nice.
Yep. That's the one with the Cleopatra, right? It's
Dick and Liz.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Kind of to go with that one. This is the one's off a cereal box, and it has Harmon and Roger.
Nice.
You notice the picture's the same on there for Roger.
Oh, yeah.
So those were just on the back of the boxes, and you cut them out?
Yeah, this was actually a smaller box. It only had 3 cards.
Okay.
So somebody cut the Willie Mays off.
Oh. The other one that someone kept the post part on it that you had there.
Well, it's the back of the mantle card.
Oh, okay.
And here it's the back of the Maris card.
Gotcha. I missed that. Yep. I didn't realize that was the same card.
And you can see there's no lines in between the statistics on the magazine insert.
Is that normal?
Yeah, for the magazine, and see the cereal box.
I totally missed that. One's from the box and one's from the magazine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's one cut from the front of the box.
Oh.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, never seen that.
And I thought I had another one here. Yeah, here's a Gil Hodges from the front of a box too,
Yeah.
with the Mets.
Is there a musial?
No,
Ah,
I haven't seen a musial. Doesn't mean there isn't one, I guess.
yeah.
Well, he would have to be in the. Would he have had to been in the set to have that
Probably.
Probably.
sort of advertisement? Yeah, and I don't know if I don't think Musial was in any of the Post serials.
I've never seen one. No.
Yeah.
And this one's from the Canadian cereal box.
Oh.
Half of it's in French. Second paragraph.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, Maris is from North Dakota, right?
Yeah, he was born in Minnesota.
Oh.
And moved to North Dakota when he was 8 years old.
Okay.
And I've got this picture, is the same one that's on the cards, but I don't know where it came from.
Do you think is that the original, or is that just a copy of the?
It's a copy. I don't know if it's from the advertising or what.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like you could maybe like send away to get the actual picture or something, or
it may have been like a countertop display, and there might have been Post cereal ad on the side or something.
Gotcha.
I got that from Cracker Jack Cards.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got a couple other. Here's Mickey Mantle.
Oh, nice. Now that, again, that's the one that has the lines, so that's the one from the box. Yeah.
I'm learning how to navigate this.
Yep.
And then this is off a Jello box.
And they look very similar.
Yeah, they look very similar.
See, there's just a slight difference.
The blue border around the stats is one.
Yeah. And one says Post cereal on it, and the other one doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, and Mickey Mantle's in blue as opposed to black, but it's darn. And the image is a little bit closer, a little bit more focused.
Yeah.
Man, it was so much fun as a kid going to the grocery store and look at the Twinkie boxes or the cereal boxes and seeing who was on the back. And part of me was like, oh, that'd be great. But now it'd be a bunch of us old men in the grocery store. Like my kid would care less. He'd be like, whatever. But there'd be us.
Here's my sort of cut. Now this is from Kraft. So macaroni and cheese. My light's terrible here, but this is from 87. And if you look on the panel, it's Sandberg and Boggs. So in 87, a little foreshadowing that Sandberg and Boggs both went into the Hall of Fame in 2005.
Oh, they went in together. I didn't know.
Yep. They got elected together, and they're on a panel here of Kraft mac and cheese box.
Baseball has so many of those coincidences, and it's just amazing. That's what's fun about the history of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think this might be what Don saw that one night.
Yes.
The Transagram box.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And see, there's 3 little cards across the top there too.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
Mention that. And the same players.
Is that Yaz that's upside down there?
No, it's Rico Petrocelli, right?
Petrocelli.
Petrocelli, yeah.
No, those came with little like figurines in them, right? They were kind of yellow.
Yeah, little plastic figurines.
Huh.
And here's so I have the Killer Brew by itself.
Oh, that's nice.
Now they don't grade those small pictures, right? You cut them out.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh,
all right.
Nice.
I've never seen it. See, this is why I wanted you on.
Yeah.
because stuff like this.
And I have a individual little mini Mickey Mantle at PSA right now.
Hmm.
In the single boxes, they came with players like that's from the top of one of the singles.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
I got a whole handful of them. There's Caesar Tovar.
Okay.
What you do is you cut off right there.
Yeah.
And just send the little picture.
Now, will they grade it with the red part on it?
No, I don't send them with the red part.
Okay.
And Tommy John.
Oh.
It's just another fun little side collection I got. And I also got one of these Rod Crew RC Cola cans.
RC Cola cans,
flats.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's basically what they would wrap around the soda can.
No, that is the can. They would wrap.
This is tin.
Oh, that is the tin. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And these came in a sheet, so somebody cut up a sheet of these and sold them individually.
Wow.
Pull out your grinder and cut that one up.
Yeah.
I think a paper cutter will cut these.
Really?
Yeah, I found that out. I had maybe a Phillies one with Mike Schmidt on it.
Okay.
I cut up a long time ago. Just little things.
Yep. I was trying to think of some of the things. It's not quite what you were talking about here, but with that, maybe with the RC Cola, and this is backdoor stuff. This is stuff that wasn't in packs. You couldn't normally get it, but I have some like oversized Boggs cards that basically were just either miscut or through a test process. They'd cut some, and they were really supposed to be thrown away. But we have, I'm trying to think what year this is, 96. Oh gosh, EX. And as you can see, it has a huge border along it. It's so wide, and on the back you can tell that it's really supposed to be cut off there.
Oh, okay.
But it's other than that, it's the exact card, but it's just oversized. And here's a Topps Chrome that's way oversized because it should be cut obviously along there, and you can tell on the back. It's just stuff that pops up on eBay. They're as far as I can tell, they're actual cards,
right?
But they're oversized. And here's a Stadium Club where if you're familiar with Stadium Club, you know that there's no border, but this has a white border along it, so it's larger than normal. So it's little things like this for my Boggs collection.
What do you search for on eBay when you're looking for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you just come across stuff like either oversized or sometimes it even clearly says, hey, backdoor test issue or things like that. Now, Scott, do you have anything that was like a test issue that a company tried that was either regional and they never did it, or just anything like that in your collection?
I do. I could get up and grab it.
Okay. While you do that, I can show this was this is one of my special pieces in my Boggs collection, actually. So if you want to go grab that stuff, I'll show everyone here.
Okay.
This is from 1989 Topps Heads Up.
Looks like a fat head.
Yeah, it is almost like a fat head.
Yeah.
And what's unique about this is this one still has a suction cup. You'll see a lot of them that have lost the suction cup, but this one's intact. And even there's a little. It's hard to tell with the glare here, but there is a little piece of tape that you can also pull off without the suction cup and stick it to something. But this was just a test issue. I don't know where they were actually released, but I think with it being 89, I think the big one I think there's a Griffey, which is huge money.
Really?
These are so these are pretty hard to find, especially in really good condition and the suction cup. So this is sort of a little test issue thing that I have. And here's
I don't mean to stop you there, but I can't stop looking at those 5 bats behind you. I don't ever remember seeing those in a video. Obviously, Wade Boggs. The other one, right?
Bats.
Tell me a little bit about those. Yeah. Are they all just bats from Wade?
Yeah, they are. The one on the far left is a Red Sox game used bat.
Okay.
Then we have a Yankees game used bat, then a Devil Rays game used bat, then just 2 bats. That one right there is one that was personally signed, to John from Wade and all his stats. And there's another one that's signed by him. So, and I have some more back there that are autographed.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay, this item was inspired by Blue Jacket 66.
Oh, nice.
He showed a Willie Mays from this set. This is 1967 Topps.
Oh.
Test disc. There's only probably whatever the color variations are on the proofs. But there's only like a couple that are graded.
Wow. I've never seen that.
So when you said inspired by Dave, so you saw he probably showed a Mantle, I'm guessing.
He showed a Willie Mays.
Oh, Willie Mays. Okay. And then after you saw that, you went and got this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was the cheapest one on eBay.
Well,
and it was Tony Oliva's. So
I was going to say, fortunately, it worked out for you. It was a
yeah.
So were those, but those came after the Topps coins, right? Because the Topps coins were in the like 63, 64, right? Something like that.
Yeah. See the Japan on the edge there?
Yeah. You talking about Topps or Salata?
Yeah. Dave thinks they were going to be made into pins or buttons.
Okay.
And that Japan was going to be on the rim.
Gotcha.
So
well, that makes sense. Well, speaking of pins, this is one of the ones that I pulled out. This is actually from 82. Now, Boggs is he came up in 82. His first big year was in 83. And this is a Sports Photo Associates. It was actually, there's a button version, which I do have, but this is the proof that basically went over the button. And all that writing down there at the bottom would have been folded underneath and would have shown on the back of the button. So that's from 1982. Look how young he looked there. I mean, he's really thin and yeah.
And dyed his hair yet? Why are you on me, fool?
Yeah. I pressed the wrong button and I actually kicked myself off. So that was interesting.
Do you have one of these, John, of Wade Boggs? Fun food button proof?
Yes, I do. Yep. I think I have the button and the proof.
Okay.
Yep. Ken Herbeck. Yep. Great player.
And this is also, do you have the Boggs of this? It's cut off of a top sticker box.
Yep. In fact, I may have.
Right, Scott, you haven't stumped him yet.
If that's the one I'm thinking of, I may even have. I think the box came with. There's a tall box.
Yeah.
It either came with 2 or 3 attached. I have a couple intact boxes, and I think one of them has the Boggs on it, and there's some other. I think you showed the Ripken there. Was that a Ripken? Yeah. I think I have one with a Ripken and was Nolan Ryan on it as well? I'm not sure.
Possibly. There were several boxes.
Different variations. Yep. So I'm pretty sure I have 3 intact boxes. I think one of them it was a lot. And one of them had Boggs on it. So you've got one. I got others. So, yeah.
This is another proof that I have. 1965 Old London coins.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those before.
And Matt from the Card Story gifted me this Roger Maris coin.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so the one that's the proof there. It was a proof, and the colors off, and it was just to show the concept and stuff, right? And then it came and turned into that coin.
Yeah, I can show you the whole process.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's Bob Allison. That's the first one. You can just barely see it.
I was going to say, how can you even tell? It looked like.
I feel like I'm looking at a white circle.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
It's Progressive Proofs.
Oh, yes. Yep. So I think I guess it would just run through 4 different of the colors, and then you'd end up with the whole image and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Scott. How in the hell did you know to find those, and where did you find all of those?
I found this one at a show or something, but there was a guy in town that had the other 6 on eBay forever.
Okay.
And they finally, after probably 10 years on eBay, they were a good price.
You broke them.
I have a, and again, it's in a box in the basement right now. It's almost like an 8x10 photo of Boggs, and I don't know who took the photography. I don't think it was used necessarily for any card or anything, but it's actually 4 films that, when you line them all up together, is a full color image. But when you take them up, they're each of the 4 different colors and the color proof. And it's interesting. What I have it in right now, sometimes they separate a little bit, so it sort of looks like it's 3D.
Yeah.
So
I
put them together, and then you can see the crisp image.
Yeah.
So here's my turn to show something a little different. And I've done this before, but this is an original Salada Tees envelope. That's my oldest brother, Gary, who's 16 years older than me. They butchered our last name, but 273 Maplewood is the house I grew up in. You can know there's no zip code.
Wow.
3 cents. And I've got the original, get over coins. They came with it. So it's I don't know if this envelope's worth anything, but it was actually shipped to my older brother before I was even born.
Is it the entire set?
What's that?
Is it the entire set?
No.
Okay.
I guess you must have. Maybe Scott knows the story. I don't. I haven't asked my brother because I'm afraid he'll want them back.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows I have them. I think he thinks they're long gone.
Was there a Clementi in there?
Sent something in, and they sent you these coins or something. I don't know. And I wish it doesn't have a year on it, but I'm guessing it was what, 62, 63, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Which he was born in 60 or 51. So yeah, he would have been like 11, 12 years old.
Maybe you sense how did you count how many you have there?
There's probably about 10 to 15.
Okay, because I'm wondering if it's send so many coupons and you get 5, or you maybe get 10 or something like that, and maybe they sent.
And I don't know if there were other ones and they put them all in this envelope. Like I just don't know the history of it. But
I haven't seen the envelope with the original coins in before like that.
Yeah.
Well, here's something else. These are the Chemstrand patches. This is a package. It's a used package. It has a checklist on it.
And this is for what?
For boys' shirts.
So you could order those on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Well, you could order the patch, but here's what the patch looks like.
Oh wow! And then so you would just your in theory, your mother would put it on, and you'd get it by a white T-shirt or some other solid color T-shirt, and you just iron it on, and then it would stick on.
Yeah, I assume you could put it on the T-shirt that came in this package.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Were those the only 9 players, or were there other ads with other
These
guys?
are the only players.
Okay.
No Mickey, but there's Willie.
No Stan.
No.
You got Will. You got Warren Spawn. You got Ernie
Warren
Banks.
Spawn, yeah.
Dick Groat.
Dick Groat. Okay. Yep.
Was Harmon? Was this in between when he was a center of the Twins? Is that why there's no logo on his hat?
It's 61, so he was a twin.
Yeah.
But it might have been in the winter.
Mm.
So we would not have known. And the other proof I have a bazooka. This is another one of those color separations. This is a 61 bazooka. That's
The 3 panel, yeah.
Can't tell. Yeah.
And this one, you can tell the players a lot better on this one.
Okay, so that is Warren Spawn, right, in the middle.
Yeah.
And who's on the left there?
Johnny Rosenthal?
Earl Batty
Okay.
and Gene Woodling.
Okay.
Not even close.
And when they grade them, they only grade proofs authentic. They don't give them letter grades or number grades.
Well, but at least it's an authentic piece. Yeah.
Scott, do you change your background? Because I thought you had an Indians something behind you the other night, or do you have where you film from?
Bob Feller back there.
Okay.
All right.
I took that down today. I've got that Dick Perez signed magazine from REA.
Yeah, okay. I thought I had seen that because I remember Scott Reindeer Studios drooling over it, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a different background. But I wasn't sure if you'd switch views of your room or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I share something that I got recently from this guy from Minnesota? You might want to pull this up. How awesome is that? It's from 1943.
Wow.
And it's right during the war, so it talks about the war. And our guest here sent me this the other day, and that's how you get on the show, guys.
Musial. He looks so young.
What?
He looks so young in that. I mean,
he would have been a rookie. He was born in 1920, so he was 23.
Yep. Wow.
I love this, Scott. Thank you again, buddy.
It's got World Series preview in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But it talks about the war, right in the war. It says Stan Musial, batting champion. He might face the Yanks, or he must face the Yanks. Ace pitcher, page 9. I'm so afraid to open this thing. Let's see. Yep, 2 champions of the World Series. Spud Chandler. I don't think that's the picture, though, is it? Yeah, it is. So I have another question, Scott. What does Stukes come from? I see your last name on here. I'm not going to say it here, but I didn't know if Stukes was your last name or there's a meaning behind that before I got this.
Stuke was my nickname in high school growing up. Okay. That was my dad's nickname. It was my grandfather's nickname. It's kind of a family deal.
You have a son?
My brothers, they all had the same nickname.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And my grandson's middle name is Stuke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, at least you have it continuing there. Scott, I think you had said, or you before I think we went on, you said you may have some tickets. Use tickets or something in your collection.
Yeah, I pulled out. I've got some World Series tickets here. This is 65 Game 6. The last one, the Twins won. Koufax won the next game.
Nice.
Here's 64 World Series in New York, Game 6.
Wow.
Cardinals won that series. Here's another one the Dodgers won, 63. And I've got some Super Bowl tickets, number 9.
1975. Wasn't that the Steelers Super Bowl win?
Steelers Vikings, maybe.
Yeah, I have a former client who played in that game.
Hmm.
And the next one.
I think this this might have been the Raiders against the Vikings.
77, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not real good on football history.
Yeah, I don't know my older Super Bowl.
I just knew the other one because the Steelers were in it.
Yeah.
But I did pull something else out for tonight. Don had that magazine out. This is 1885
Whoa.
Harper's Weekly magazine page with the white with Cap Anson and the White
I was going to
Sox.
say Cap Anson. Okay, it wasn't yet. Oh, wow. He's the what? In the back row, third from the left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, isn't that? No, wait a minute. I was watching a YouTube video the other day about shoot.
Yeah, that is
What's it now?
the picture.
Yeah.
The guy in the front is the picture for that one card.
Yes. Yeah, because his arms are crossed and they didn't want to crop Cap Anson with the head there, so they superimposed his head or something like that.
Yeah.
So the Chicago Baseball Club, did they become the Cubs or the White Sox or neither?
The Cubs.
Okay.
I got a couple more of them. This is a 1882 New York Metropolitans.
Look at those sideburns on the top row. The guy, the third from the right.
Yeah. Any Hall of Famers in there?
There might be. I thought there might.
Doyle?
Maybe not Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And this one that's my oldest one, 1874.
1874. Wow.
Guelph,
Those
Ontario.
players look like today's players with a lot of hair and the beards. It's like
They're from Guelph, Ontario, and they went to New York and won the World's Championship and traveled around the U.S.
they only have 9 players. It was like you're pitching the whole game. Oh, that's they rotated.
Yeah.
You're pitching the whole season.
Yeah, right. Good point.
And this last one's Brooklyn. I think Carruthers, maybe Clark. Not sure. That's 1890 Brooklyn.
Those are really cool. And those are from the actual cutout from the Harper's magazine.
Yeah, the actual whole page. There's a guy in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. He's a framer, but he takes these old magazine pages and he frames them up, and he has like drafting drawers full of these cutouts. And I'll go over there every couple of years and go through and see what he has. I like the football ones. I have one from 1869 with Sitting Bull. I think that's about the time he was raising trouble. Or
Okay.
I don't know if he was raising trouble or the gold miners were or somebody was.
Yeah.
Right.
I brought out a couple tickets here. Obviously, this is from August 7th, 99. Boggs is.
Let me guess who played in that game.
What?
Let me guess. Wade Boggs played in that game.
Yeah, well, he got his 3,000th hit.
Oh, that's from 3,000 hit. Okay.
Yep. And then these two Red Sox tickets, wherever I got them from on eBay wrote on it. And let's see. This one was he got his 1,000th hit in Fenway Park. And this one is 2,000th hit. So it's 1,000th hit, 2,000th hit, 3,000th hit.
Where's the 4,000 one?
Didn't quite make it.
What I did,
he wasn't Pete Rose or Ty Cobb. So
what I did, I have a Paul Molitor 3000 hit stub.
Yeah,
and it's signed, so it's off at PSA right now to get slabbed.
I have a Boggs signed one in a frame that has a picture of him hitting the swinging to hit the home run, and it has another ticket, and that one is signed.
Okay.
I've got nothing.
You got
I have an old Forbes Field ticket somewhere.
Do you?
From the 60s.
They're pretty cool. I don't know if you saw my last video. Drew sent me this, or not sent it to me. He gave it to me. I visited him down in South Carolina. So Stan had a restaurant called Museum Biggies.
Yeah.
Match covers. And there's all kinds of glasses and plates and other things you can get. I don't really because Museo didn't have a lot of cards. Mm-hmm. So you send me that magazine and this, it's cool finding these other pieces to add to the collection.
He has a photo from that restaurant too.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
My last sort of oddball, interesting piece is this is a Franklin glove tag. So you could get a Wade Boggs mitt, and this was
that was on the glove.
Yep, it was on the glove, and the glove cost. There's no year to it, but it was $9.99.
You have the glove?
No, I don't have the
glove.
I do have a one or two. They're all beaten up because they were actually used, and someone just threw them on eBay that are Wade Boggs, infielders gloves.
Yeah, I know you only collect game worn Wade Boggs, but I thought maybe you went ahead.
Oh no! I have some beaters.
Oh, there's a Wade Boggs glove.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Is that date from the 50s or?
Can you see the name on that?
Higgins.
Wait a minute.
Goose Gosselin.
Yeah.
Okay, Goose. Yeah.
And Leon.
Yeah.
Leon Goose Gosselin. Okay.
So is that what 50s or
no,
30s?
Way older.
30s. Okay.
Yeah. And this one doesn't have a name on it. It's a Spalding glove.
Is that from your Little League days, Stukes?
No.
Oh, nice.
And it's from about 1910 because it has the web like that on it.
Okay.
Can you imagine playing in a game with that?
Sometimes you wonder if the batting averages were so high because guys had gloves like that and not gloves that, but that are 10 inches long or 15 inches long.
Well,
they weren't going over the outside ball, pulling back.
Before that, they were
all of that.
Yeah, I think even before that, you only had just something like just a finer glove just to protect it a little bit. I mean, it was almost bare hand.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your trivia question, John?
Oh, yes, that's right. We normally do a trivia. Thanks, Don, for reminding. All right.
This should be fun.
And let's see if you're a little bit stumped. I have a good hint.
Okay.
But here's the question: what 300 game winner accumulated the same number of hits at the plate as he did wins on the mound?
So he got 300 hits.
So a 300 game hitter.
Oh, he might have got more than 300 wins.
Yeah, had at least 300 wins. So that means he had at least 300 hits in his career, and actually it was the same number of hits and wins.
My guess would be Warren Spahn.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
Don, do you have a guess?
I get a guess here.
Yeah.
So he had to be a good hitter because 300 hits for a pitcher is pretty good. I'm going to go with Bob Gibson.
All right. Scott's the winner. It is Warren Spahn.
Kidding me? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
3 wins. I was going to say we mentioned his name a couple times already in this episode.
I know.
And maybe that's why you thought of it. But so he had 363 wins in his career, and he had 363 hits in his 21 career. But get this. Among the 3 teams that he played for, he had 356 wins with the Braves and 356 hits with the Braves. He had 4 wins for the Mets, 4 hits with the Mets, 3 wins with the Giants, and yes, 3 wins with the Giants. So each
Wow.
team
I didn't know he played
for
for
the
the
number of wins. Yeah.
I knew he played for the Giants, but
And he also matched wins and hits in his postseason appearances, 4 and 4.
no,
4 wins in the postseason and 4 hits.
that's insane.
It's almost like Musial, same number of hits home and away.
Right.
But this takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
knew that about Spawn.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, Mike, it was down to Spawn or Walter Johnson. I didn't know who was a better hitter, so I took a guess.
I just went with Gibson because I knew he was a great athlete. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course it would have to after the designated hitter wouldn't have been a National League pitcher, or I'm sorry, an American League pitcher. But obviously Spawn was before the
pretty good
DH.
there, Sherlock. You figured that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drysdale was a good hitter. Newcomb was a good hitter.
Yeah.
But they didn't win 300 games.
Yep. So, that's it. That is the trivia question of the day. And as usual, I stumped Dawn. But when Dawn has the questions, he stumps me. So usually our guests
the first couple because I was on a roll, but yeah, you got me this time.
Yeah.
And I didn't stump you last week, but I gave you $1 million.
Oh, that's right. I did. I forget what the answer, but I did get it last week.
Yes. Yeah, I gave you 10 hints. You got it.
I better buy a lottery ticket this week. That was a good guess.
Yeah.
Wow. I was like, I thought you knew it. I was like, who knows who this is? What was the trivia question last week? I don't even remember. It was Shoeless Joe. Because I was going to his hometown to visit my brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's just I was just looking at stuff in boxes. This really goes beyond what Scott, what you've been showing off, which is actually, well, anyway, this is a lot different, but this is something I found on eBay, and it is a happy birthday cassette.
Oh my gosh.
And somewhere in there's a 1992 Topps card, probably right back there. You can't tell.
Dude, you got to buy another one of those and rip it open and play it.
But there it is. There, happy birthday, Wade Boggs. And I don't know. Obviously, if you probably can't tell, but there's not much tape in there, so it's probably like 30 seconds worth of a hey, happy birthday. And I don't know. I haven't searched, but I'm sure there were other players that. Say happy birthday, but a happy baseball birthday from Wade Boggs.
That thing's so ridiculous that it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it says autographed collectible birthday card on back. Well, that's obviously it's a printed.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
But it's little things like that as a crazy super collector. It's stuff like this that I.
The show is not as crazy as that, but I love it. 7 pieces.
Yep.
So this has, again, I showed this on my last video. Mike Monahan texted me. He said, "Do you have one of these?" And I said, "I don't." And he offered me a price. And when Mike does a video at a show, he's like, "You never pay sticker." So I offered him like $5 less for it. It was a good price. He's like, "Come on, man, that's a friend, price." But he got this from Dave's collection in the basement. It's got a little bit of whatever this blue is right here. I don't care.
Blue Jacket.
Yeah, there you go. The blue for Blue Jacket on it.
Yep.
But this, I guess, came from his dad's basement. But I'm like, I've wanted this piece for so long. Well, and now it's got a little bit of meaning to it.
Does that actually say, now again, it's not I think it's a printed autograph, but does that say Stanley Music?
It does. I didn't even know.
I've never seen a Stanley Musial.
Yeah, it does say Stanley Musial.
I was talking to a guy at a show this weekend,
Wow.
and he wanted Stan Musial to sign something as Stanley, and he
he wouldn't
said
do it?
no.
Really?
Wow.
He wouldn't sign it as Stanley.
That's interesting.
We almost. I
what?
threw that name out for our puppy, and my wife was actually like, "I like that," but
Stanley.
because of him. But
Yeah.
I got one more thing I can show you.
Johnny Mize. See, stuff like that. It's great.
I know. That's
So cool.
It looks new, but it does have glue marks on the back.
Yeah, but
are you going to play it like that, Scott? Like, who cares? Like, that's how you're going to show it.
I'm not going to display the back.
Right.
Well, if anything, to me, that just gives it again, when you showed me the front there, I'm like, is that a reproduction? Is that
the same thing?
Yeah. And the fact that you turn it over and say, well, no, it's not, to me, that adds something special to
I kind of figured Scott wasn't showing a reproduction, but to what you're saying, John, if I saw it somewhere, I'm like, oh, it's a reproduction until you saw the back.
Yep.
It gives it a little history, a little patina. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it at the antique show. I go, is this a reprint? And then I turned it over and, well, no, it's not.
Because you all see, oh shoot, what is it? Is it a Topps advertisement or something like that? I mean, you could probably do a Google search and they're probably on Etsy or something like that. It's like I think Mike Moynihan has it hanging in the back of his background. It's is it a Topps sign or something like that? I mean,
yeah,
they're all. I mean,
there's
a real one.
There's a root beer one. There's a million reproductions.
Yeah. I'd love to have an original Williams root beer, but yeah, you can get.
I need you to fess up. So you won Cracker Jack's contest.
Yeah,
these 370s cards. I'm not believing that was your first choice because you left this for me. And the Bob Lemon for Scott. So fess up. Did you throw us a favor?
Not intentional.
I don't believe you.
That's a cool music item.
Yeah.
Because he took a couple 77 cards. I'm like, I'm not buying it. Well, I'm going to thank you and appreciate it anyways, even if you're going to die. But thank you.
Well, you're welcome for the magazine.
That's not what I was thinking before, but
Any
other items that you want to talk about or show off, Scott?
I have a few more, but I don't know if you want to go.
We can go here just
a
few more minutes.
There's this other watch this anyway, so don't worry.
Bazooka.
Got 2 Hall of Famers on there.
What year is that?
And I have the Oliva to go.
Nice.
I got Wheaties stuff too, but I like these.
I just happen to have a Wheaties. Oh, mine. Never mind.
Lefty Grove.
Wow. What year is that from?
It's 37.
Wow.
There's so many different series. This is Series 8.
Series 8. And that would be the full back of the box or front?
Pretty much.
Kind of looks like it. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a border.
Okay.
If you cut with it. And then I have the Lefty Gomez from 36 Series 5.
Ooh. Wow.
They like
how to throw the fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw it as hard as you can.
Yeah. Right.
Like a curveball or something.
Yeah.
That's about it, I guess.
All right. Well, that was I again, knowing what the topic that you chose, working with Dawn. I knew I was going to be excited about seeing all this And I don't think oddball is the proper word or terminology for it. But they're just cool items that, there's some of the stuff that I've maybe heard about. Some of that stuff I've never even heard about, let alone seen. And that's what's really cool. There's so many different ways for people to collect. Sure, most of us collect, the pieces of cardboard. But beyond that, and as you said, Scott, I think some of this stuff, you may have to search, and it may not be the bigger players, but stuff that you can pick up maybe on a limited budget, because not a lot of people collect that stuff, but they're of the time period. They're not reproductions. So they're from the 60s or 30s or 20s or
1869.
Yeah. And, so they're from the time period, and a lot of it, and I'm sure Dave, you mentioned Dave Blue Jacket 66. I'm sure he loves, seeing the stuff that you have in your collection, because, he likes those like food issues and other things like that some of it's not necessarily food, but stuff that comes in advertisement and packaging that most people would just at the time just threw away. And it's neat to see someone out there collecting that stuff and some really cool items. So we appreciate you coming on, talking about that stuff and showing off some of your cool items in your collection.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. I was just going to thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed talking sports collectibles, baseball cards with you guys.
Yeah, Scott, you gave me an education tonight, and that's what I love about YouTube. I love when people tell stories and I learn something. And again, not beating on your exhibits cards, but like I said earlier, I knew there was more to the collection, and that's what I wanted to see. And I saw stuff tonight that I've never seen before, and I appreciate you sharing that. Like I said, you gave me an education, and I could go another hour watching your stuff. It was great. So once again, thank you for coming on and sharing your great collectibles with us. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Don. Thanks,
and
John.
So Don, looks like for the next episode, which who knows when it's going to be. Obviously, we talked about this, and we realized this was technically our 10th episode. We started this back in March. So obviously we're not on a regular set schedule. So who knows when the next one will come out, but whoever it is, I guess it's on me now to pick the next guest. So I'll be sure to pick a really nice collector out there. We'll see what topic we discuss. And with that, again, Scott, thank you for being on as a guest, Don. Great to see you again. And with that, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.